Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am back with another mystery quilt block. This one looks like it's going to be very simple. I just pulled out 3 scraps. I'll measure them and tell you what I've got here. I didn't trim anything. And we're just going to go from there. If you're not familiar with this series, I have a playlist link in the description of this video. It will also pop up on the end screen. And please go check out my auctions. My auctions start at 1 penny, free shipping for USA. Outside USA would have to pay shipping. And I've got all kinds of scrappy things and cool little things. And I'm trying some of my snack packs. That's a variety of like different size scrappy cuts and different things that I put in my auctions. Okay, let's just get going. I feel like making something quick and easy. The point for this is it needs to be scrappy. I like it to look also crummy, and we want to make whatever we put together disappear, like making some cuts, switching things around, all that stuff. So here I have 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So 4 1/4 this way, 5 1/2 that way. Your sizes don't have to be exact. And this is cut crooked, so I'll measure this way, 4 by 1 3/4. And I think this is a 4-inch square. Yes, it is. And I'm going to start by sewing these two together. And I'm going to sew right there. Now I have this, and that came out like really good. I thought I'd have to trim some of the red. Maybe I still will have to. I don't know. You know, I've got pinked edge on this, but that's okay. I just trimmed this even to the points of this, and now I'm going to sew it to this piece. I'm sewing right there. I don't sew on camera for the mystery blocks, but I do for crumb chats. I have this. Now I'm going to do something very similar to what I've done in a previous block, or maybe a couple previous blocks. I'm going to put this here, and it's a little bit wider. That's okay. I'm just going to sew right here. So I just folded the big piece over and I'm sewing. And I've got this little edge sticking out right there, so I'm just going to trim that. Now I have choices. You know, I could have cut fabric before sewing it over, but I just thought I would do it this way. And you can tell this is bigger than, this piece is wider this way than this was, and that's okay. I think I am going to just cut. I'm going to make a cut. Now I know I did this in a previous video and I didn't know how to put it back together. So let's look at this. I've got the big solid piece on top. Under there is the two things that we put together. I'm going to go to the cutting mat and I'm just going to cut like right here. Maybe like an inch in from my stitching line. Okay, I put it right back here without opening anything. I cut about 1.5 inches from my stitch line. Now I'm going to open this. I'm going to open this. And we have choices. Okay, I want to remember this is what we've got right now. We can flip. We can put over here. We can put over there and flip. Doesn't matter. I'm going to, let's do this. I'm going to flip like that. And I'm going to sew this right here. Now I have this, and I haven't pressed anything. I want to make another cut somehow. I think I'm going to cut down the center this way. See what I'm doing? Like that. So I cut that. Hang on. Okay, I think I got what I want. I'm taking the top piece and putting it here, but then I'm flipping it. We've got some red touching, but not the yellows. I really like that. Okay, I'll show you again. I have this. I'm taking this piece and putting it down here, but then I'm turning it like that. Now I'm going to sew that together. I'm showing you this one before I trim it. It's not my favorite. I don't really care for, I don't know, the way the red pieces came out and these two guys. I would have liked to have made another cut and turn and put on this end, but it would be like really narrow on the edge. And if I cut just a little strip and then sew that on there, it's not going to have much of a, it's not going to have much left because of the seam allowance. So we're stopping here, but I'm going to trim it. And I have a feeling it might look a little bit nicer trimmed because, you know, we got uneven things and we've got pinked edges. And so let me just trim it and I'll show you again. And of course it looks nicer trimmed. I didn't measure it. Where's my ruler? I always say trim to the largest you can make it. I just evened it out. So let's see what I've got. I've got, 6 inches wide and 4 1/4 tall. I think it's cute. I like it. Oh, I got a wrinkle there. I'll go fix that. And, yeah, I don't think I would necessarily, you know, put colors touching. You know, that's, I just don't like touchy. but I like it, and it's odd that, you know, there's just 2 pieces of blue. This guy looks like he's floating in there, you know? So I like it. Now, the different thing about this part of the series where I'm making disappearing, crummy, scrappy blocks, it's not like the first part where I made all just scrappy blocks. When those blocks were put together, it just looks all scrappy. The whole quilt top looked scrappy. These blocks, you know, they're so different that they don't look like they're going to blend. It's going to be apparent that there's all these different blocks. But that's going to be okay. We can like call it a sampler, and we will have to fill in with other strips and things. Wow, we've got a lot of cool stuff already. I really like this one. And I like this too, all those colors. So this is what we have now. And this was the first one. I really liked it. And it's just so fun, you know, with the different fabrics and stuff. But I like it. Okay, I'm satisfied. We did another one. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.